You barely touched your meal. Come on, get with it. You're going to wither up in this soul realm with me, and I wouldn't want my favorite little pet to barely touch your meal. You used to be such an obstinate exorcist, someone who was a jujutsu sorcerer with so much pride. But then when I put you down to where you belong, you finally understood your place, didn't you? And now you're my pet. It's as simple as that, isn't it? Nay, you should probably give up on your attempts to escape here and accept your place. Give up and be just the way you want to be. I can see it in your eyes exactly what you want to say, what you want to do. It's intense, it's extremely satisfying. But still, you're holding on to this pretext of beating me, this pretentious idea that you have a choice in the matter, little pet. Do you really think I'd let things get to that point? Though to make things fun, I might give you a choice, a chance to get that freedom you're so palpably addicted to. Nay, what's with the long face? I'm giving you something you always wanted. You should be thanking me, shouldn't you? You should be adoring me, worshipping me. Do you know who I am? Of course you do. That pride of yours wouldn't let you not. Then who am I, other than your master? Yes, that's what I like to hear. And when you get down to it, when it gets down and dirty, what am I going to do with you? What are we going to do together? That's where the story takes a pretty little turn. That's where the collars and chains and bones and lashes all get wound up to be so tasty. You see, there's a lot of things that are palpable in this world, but nothing quite so much like someone, a little pet, swallowing their pride. Yes. But even then, you're so full of life, it's so insatiably addictive. And yet me, poor old me, I've lived for a long time and that pride never dulled. That satiating, palpable feeling of making someone kneel to you never got old for me. You should know what that means. Yes, you do, don't you? Oh, who's a good little pet? Yes, you are. Yes, you are. But I'm getting ahead of myself, aren't I? After all, you haven't submitted and admitted to being my little pet. Not quite yet. Seems I'll have to take more drastic means, won't I? But, as you may have noticed, I'm kind of the king of drastic means, the emperor of pain, and the sultan of submission, at least making others give in. So, are you prepared to admit your loss yet? Oh, the way that obstinance is written all over your face is so cute. It's so cute that I want to do something drastic, that I want to show you something even more drastic. Come on. Nay, you should probably give up on any attempt to escape here, considering you're basically all mine, and I could stop your beating heart at any moment I want to, and you would be at all of my mercy. All these arms, all this man, this monster. There's no escape, and that's the beauty of your situation. When you accept it, you accept that you're inferior to me in every way. You accept that your vie for survival is just another pin on the table that I can put through this voodoo doll of life until you're mine, body, heart, and soul. Isn't that right? Yes. So that's how you're taking all this, huh? With a healthy dose of denial. I like it. That stubbornness written all over your face, all over your features, all over that palpable, sexy little thing you call a body. You enjoy the ultimatum. You enjoy being my pet, don't you? Catching feelings, I wonder. The only necklace you'll need is my hand. The only palpable sound you'll need coming through your ears is my voice, my commands, and you might want to be more careful of getting on my bad side. You should know by now it's just a slippery slope. If you get on that bad side, things tend to make a dark turn. And look at me, won't you? Oh, look at me, you silly little pet. Yes, my adorably futile little jujutsu sorcerer. You think you have a chance still, and that's what makes it so much more satisfying, don't you think? That slow burn until you know there's nothing left, until you know that everything you do is what I let you to do, but that tinge of rebellion. It'd be such a shame if I let it dissolve like that, don't you think? And that's why I foster it. Please, if you can, bet with everything. Put it on the line with your very soul aching, begging for you to stop, but even then you can't. You're so cute when you're struggling, when your limbs and your mind and your body all betray you. Don't worry, I won't. Betrayal leaves such a bad note on the tongue. If I'm going to be such a connoisseur, if I'm going to make you know the true taste of despair, if I'm going to make you submit to me in the most honest, most feral kind of way, then I need to take my time with it. Then I need to take my time understanding what makes you tick and getting under your skin and making every little fantasy, understanding, and endless feeling mine to do with as I please. You must know your place now. Say it. Say it. It's only an option, the illusion of an option, isn't it? Nay, you might want to behave yourself. If you want to live, that is. Threats are so empty and violent. I give promises and propositions. As you know, that quivering body of yours has been wanting something. You've been lacking something in the line of duty, haven't you? You've always wanted something, haven't you? But you sorcerers are so pent up. You've always wanted someone to push you around, haven't you? Even here in this realm that I control every single iota of how you feel, how you think, how you want, how you need. I am here to bless you with something even more satisfying, don't you think? Come on, show me more of those sweet reactions. Give me something to work with here and understand that your place is whatever I want it to be. Remember, you landed yourself here by losing to me. I think this is quite fair given the circumstances that I could have just killed you. Instead, I gave you a second chance to be my pet, and you are the one who uttered those words so diligently, begging for your life, a proud jujutsu sorcerer. Yes, that's how I want it to be. That's the expression of understanding. Finally, you've already sold your soul to the devil in such a wonderful way, giving it away so adequately. Come now, don't despair on me yet. Don't break just yet. It would be no fun at all if I couldn't drive you up the wall. If I couldn't make those cute reactions my own. So primally. Come now. You want it, don't you? You ache for this kind of thing. You always have, always will. You've understood that I'm here for my own selfish desires, and so are you. After all that self-preservation, you could have died with pride like a million other before you. Do you know how many took their own being into their own hands and did away with themselves before I got to them, before my corruption set, before they tried to take me on a first base level? That's just the fun of it. Don't you agree? That slow burn when they have so much pride, but not enough pride to hold on to that last indignant dignity that keeps trying to grip them, squeezing their heart, draining it of any sort of lifeblood. And now look at you. You're one step away from a curse. I have 1 foot on each side. The pride of a jujutsu sorcerer. But the physiology, the destiny of a curse, right at my throne. The king of all curses. And you will kneel. You'll kneel so adequately, so earnestly in time. Because you've already lost, you know. Your willpower will fade to the unending pleasure of being my little pet. Yes. This is what I've been craving. This closeness you humans would call intimacy. You sorcerers might never know in your lives. And that's the satiating part. The way that you ache for me. And the way that whatever I do, whatever I choose to do, your life is now my own. But look at you. There seems to be some point of contention. Tension building up on your body, your resolve crumbling. I can see it, you know. I can see it so earnestly. The way that you want more than what you were ever able to have before. That slight resolve losing heart to what is your deeper, darker side of desires. And you must know, what I can do for you isn't just for show anymore. You must know exactly the powers of the king of all curses. But even then, you're a unique one, aren't you? A unique little human soul, lost in the potential depravity, denied of anything of a selfish desire by your own putrid ideas of justice. You've always wanted to be like me, haven't you? Give in to those desires and be a devil among humans, haven't you? But even then, you've been too pussy to do it. What now? Now that you have nothing to lose, now that it's everything that you deserve. Now that I'm a little closer, I can get a taste of you. I can feel your delicious lust, palpable as much as your fear right now. That tear won't save you, but I can. You're so predictable. You know, you humans always talk so much about how your righteousness, your values are so much better, but I was there once. I was a human, it's not all that. You just need to let loose a little. Give me the reins for a moment, and you'll never regret being my pet again. You won't have a chance to, will you? Because the nature of the beast is, you will be mine. It's just a question of when, how, and to what extent you want to fall along the way. Did it startle you? I thought you weren't paying attention to me. So I merely did what any good gentleman would and got closer. Closer even still until you couldn't ignore me any longer. Come now, we both know how this ends, don't we? The futility of what you stand for. You jujutsu sorcerers can never get your facts straight about who I am, what I do, and why you want to end me. You're just afraid that someday I would be back, and that someday is today. What now, little sorcerer? Or should I say, little pet? You can't stop the inevitable. I am a force of nature in the face of your gods, in the face of everything you stand for. And even then, it's still just another day for me. Can't you see it? You're out of your league. And at that point, it's such a satisfying twist. The hero falling for the villain's guiles, and even then, you are a special kind of pet. The kind that never knows when to stop when you're feeling some certain kind of way. When you're giving in to that desire, which looks so gorgeous on you. Then and only then do you get to have it. That sweet release that you crave. That endless desire to give in to your carnal desires. To give in to being mine. I can see it written all over your face. And even if you tried to hide it, it's a very pathetic attempt. I might add that right now, when I'm pressing against you like this, your heart may be stopped, but it's racing for me, your spiritual one, and I'd like to think that matters more than the physical realm. What's left of you is my pet. You just haven't realized it yet. Wouldn't you say? Come on. Maybe I've been too hard on you. Maybe I've been too crazy. But you never know what you get when you dive into a new soul. When you're hungry and you want to taste. When you understand and you want something more. It just gets crazy, right? But even then, there's a lot to you I don't know yet. But I figure I'll just dive into the sum of the parts and understand what really makes you tick. Really get down to it. And show you why. I'm the god of all curses, not just the king. They underestimate me, thinking that it's just a game. Come now, you didn't actually think that was my original voice, did you? I borrow them, because there is no original left. What do you think it means to become a curse like me? What do you think it means to give in to your desires? You'll learn. You'll learn. Especially with those eyes. You couldn't stop yourself even if you tried. Your body trembling. Your voice trembling. Your eyes fixated on mine. You're so obvious every single time. You think you're not. It's just a cute explanation of why you're the pet, and I'm the one who controls you. I'm the one who gets to decide everything. And until you get more powerful than me, that's how it's going to be. Which will never happen. Unfortunate as it may be, I'm afraid to tell you, but you're stuck this way. There's no escaping. No way you're ever getting out. Come now. Nay, don't have that expression. It's a waste of your good looks. Of course you won't have to worry about things like aging. We have an eternity to spend together. And even then, it's going to be a slow eternity until you accept your place. You put on the collar and bark when I tell you to. Now, what do you honestly think comes next? I have to wonder because you've chased after me for years. You've tried and failed right in front of me. And even then, I could have ended you right then and there, but I didn't. Do you know why? Maybe you got the wrong idea of me. Nay, pet. Maybe you've got the wrong impression of curses. Maybe we're not so bad. Pestilence, death. Maybe it's not what everybody hates so much. It's the fear thereof. It's those people that can't let go. They can't let go and be a pawn to me or someone almost as strong, as if that would ever exist. You know I'm the king for a reason. So look at your king in his eyes. Show me that side to you, and let me feel it. As you pledge your soul to me. Do it. I know you want to. I know it makes you tingle in ways you couldn't before. Because the act of you betraying everything you've ever stood for, all for the sake of pleasure and validation, or for the pleasing of your master. Nothing tastes quite so good as the tears of when you finally realize you'll never be the same person again. Your soul is twisted, and not in a crude way like Maito would. No, he's just a fledgling. I'm the master of twisting a soul, after all. Who do you think twisted mine? Nay, you've been spacing out again. That isn't allowed. And if you try that again, if you try and tune me out, if you try and go to your happy place, then I might just have to do something that much less happy for you. Yes, I'm drooling. But so are you. Am I that attractive to you? Hey, don't beat around the bush. Show me something. Show me how much you'll pledge yourself to me. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Look at you. my arms firmly placed around you. And yet there's nothing stopping you from running away if you really wanted to, but you know it's futile. Or maybe you don't. Maybe there is a way for you out. Maybe I've been lying to you, deceiving you this whole time. And maybe you're not my pet yet. Maybe there's still someone who could save you, but would you really want that ending to the story? I don't think so. You don't want that end to the story because you've never wanted that end to begin with. You've wanted someone to take control of your life, to hold you as a pet for all eternity. You've wanted to live this life, haven't you? You've wanted to be mine for a long, long time, and that's why you chased me. That's why you never gave in. The relentless diligence, vigilance in the face of evil, wasn't it? But when evil has its tongue down your throat, you make a very unique expression. Yes, that's it. That's the expression I've been looking for. The one of honesty. You finally showed it. Come now. You don't think I'm some kind of ruffian that would force things upon you, no. It's more fun if you admit to your own sins, your own crude desires. I'm not doing anything to you. In fact, you've done most of it to yourself. You've done everything here to yourself. I've only propagated what you've been thinking, what's been written all over your face from being someone well-versed in dealing with others. I just have experience, and you want that experience. You want, you crave, you desire, you need. There's nothing that could ever satisfy you if you don't know this kind of loving. It's written all over your face, you know, that ecstasy chasing wonder feeling that you can't escape, that you've never been able to escape, am I right? You've always been that odd one out that's thought about it in your dreams. You've always wanted to be the fallen sorcerer, the curse, the wonderful former human who gives up on all of those earthly desires, all of that pilgrimage just to take the fall and plunge into depravity. And that's what I love about you. That's what's so honest every time I touch you. The taste of someone who wants to fall is an appetizing remark. You know that, don't you? You knew I would like it. So you've not been hiding well, and more than the expected amount. The more you hide it, the more it's obvious. The more it's written on that cute face. Yes. Give it to me. Give me all of that expression. How cutely futile that last-ditch effort to resist, your pride keeping you afloat by your pinky toe. But how long can you float before you start drowning in the pleasure of submission to me? Or perhaps you're not that type. Perhaps you're the type that think you can take me on. Perhaps you think that all of this is just for show, with not a thing I could do to you unless you let me. And even if that was the case, you'd still let me. Because I know you know what I'm capable of. I know you know exactly where this goes, what I can do, and where I can touch, where I can hold you, where I can kiss you. All of these things are just human nature that you can't deny. That divinely human side of you. It's still lacking, isn't it? It's still lacking something that no other human could ever give you. It's that lost feeling,
That empty feeling you want something that you could never, ever have. Oh, yes. And I love that feeling. That desperation hidden behind that faux pas of righteousness. You can't lie to me, only to yourself. So, will you continue lying to yourself? Or will you just give in? Which will it be? Which comes first? And even then, what will become of you after? What kind of pet will you be? With an expression like that, how am I supposed to take your protesting seriously? Especially when you haven't pulled away when I pulled you in. You've looked me in the eyes, and that slight fluster is written all over you, spreading like a virus. You're so honest. Like I said, you can only lie to yourself, but just to prove my honesty, why don't I give you one way out? I'll either devour you and you can die a proud, wonderful, legendary Jujutsu sorcerer, or I'll make you into my little pet and you'll become whatever I want you to be. For all eternity, stuck here in my little humble abode. You'll be mine, and I will savor all that repressed desire. I will savor all of those desires that you can't have yet. Yes, that's it. Now you're getting there. Now you're being more honest. That honesty will do you good here. But even still, not enough. Nay. Why don't you just come clean already? That you went on your journey just to fail. You looked forward to it. You fought with all your might just to lose yourself to me. It's such an irony, isn't it? You're just waiting to give in. You're just like I hoped you would be. But what now? What will you do now? That I've got you wrapped around my waist. That I've got you torn between your duty and your truest desire. You have to take the plunge. I did give you a choice. Maybe I could even give you a third one. What if I let you live, let you continue on that rabble until you come crawling back to me? I think that would be fair, wouldn't it? You getting a second chance at life, I'm capable of it. But why would I? When right now, this is your paradise. This is what you've always wanted. I can see that you've always needed it. You've always craved it. And even then, you're different than your peers. You didn't just crave it in theory, you wanted it. You wanted to fall. You wanted to be mine, even if you never saw the light of day again. Yes. Now there's some honesty. That honesty in your words will help you, because you'll finally be able to know that you've met that final and wonderful moment where you've lost whatever made you human, whatever made you righteous. It's all gone, evaporated just like that. And you'll finally realize that all of that was just a foreplay to what comes next. A feeling of being so enveloped by your own shamelessness that you finally give in to every little desire that I want you to, that anyone wants you to. You've seen me as more of an enemy that you want to take you. I can see it. Why don't you just admit it? Say it to me. Say it to me clearly. Come now. I'm listening. Yes. That's the honesty. Right there. Now you've understood exactly your place. So what are you going to do now? It's almost a shame you admitted so quickly. But at the same time, I like to see that sin rising on you. That feeling of taking the fall before you ever had a chance. That wonderful feeling of getting lost in your own sick and twisted desires. That's why you ended up here, little pet. That's why you're mine. No matter what. Though I suppose I could be at least kind enough to acknowledge you. You put up a good fight. There. All of the comfort, all of the praise. And I know how addicted to praise you are. I know how addicted to the feeling of validation. But right now, the only thing you should be concerned with being valid of is being a valid, honest little bat. Yes, that's it. That honesty is so delicious. Show me more. Even more. Show me everything.